Hi, Elle here. Welcome to this day where I'm going to talk a little bit about step 2 of the pressure-free method. So for those of you who are new to my show, I'm Elle Ingalls. I'm the creator of the pressure-free method, which is an on-the-go stress management method. I help people learn how to use this method, build it into their daily lives so that they get out of something I call the stress cycle. We've got to break that stress cycle so that your body and your mind can work optimally for you. So people work with me who want to up-level their performance, be it cognitive performance, physical performance. I've worked with everyone from young athletes to CEOs, helping them to up-level their life, however they wish to do it. It's my job to help them get there. So today I want to focus on triggers, which is step 2 of the pressure-free method. If you go back a couple of days or down on my feed, you'll see step 1, which was targets. And if you'd like, I have a really great couple of PDFs and a webinar and things that go really deep on this. If you'd like a free copy of that, if you want to just send me your the best email for you in my message, so private message me, I'll go ahead and drop you in there so that you can have access to the PDFs and to a webinar to go deeper on some of this for you. But after you've decided what your targets are, the second step with Pressure Free is getting really clear about what causes you to feel certain emotions where you might trigger the fight or flight stress response. So that's our body's natural response to protect us from a physical threat. However, in the 21st century and even in the late 20th century, we're treating all sorts of small little situations, the tone of someone's voice. You get a certain text from someone and you start feeling your heart rate go. You say something and feel like you've embarrassed yourself and you feel your face turn red. So all these little situations are causing you to trigger fight or flight. I boil it down to these emotions. I call them the A emotions. So anytime you feel annoyed or angry, afraid or anxious, and the last one is ashamed. And of course, any emotion that's like that. So if you notice yourself starting to feel a little bit annoyed, just the smallest annoyance can actually cause you to trigger fight or flight. So you want to be aware of any time you start to feel annoyed, angry, anxious or afraid, and then ashamed. Those are the times when we're primed. We're primed, our body is on alert, and we could easily overreact, release a whole bunch of these stress hormones that I'm always talking about, and now you're under the influence. So if you think about triggers fall into different kinds. So there are some people will say to me, well, can a person be my trigger? Absolutely. So it's usually things like this about a person. It could be their tone of voice when they're talking to you. You hear that certain tone of voice and it just rattles you or gets you upset or makes you maybe even angry. Knowing what the person's agenda is with you can cause you to trigger fight or flight. I had one client who just had to see their boss walking down the hallway, and that would trigger fight or flight in them. And it's sometimes the people who love us the most, they know how to push all our buttons. That's what we say anyway, We really allow them to push our buttons, but, they know how to get you and how to get you to overreact. So people are some triggers. Situations. So if you have a real fear of being late, you're always in a hurry. If you're always in a hurry or use the word busy to describe yourself, you're probably under the influence of these stress hormones. So you're triggering stress hormones because you have a fear that you've got to get a lot done or you've got to be on time. And when you release those hormones, it causes you to go in a very adrenalized phase. So you're kind of frantic, almost frenetic as you're going about your business. So if you ever use the word busy, that's a sure sign that you're in the stress cycle. Because people who are not in the stress cycle get a ton done, but they don't feel busy because they don't have those stress hormones coursing through their bloodstream and causing them to feel that. So you have so much more power when you learn how to use this method with me and break that stress cycle. So look out for situations that might cause you to go into fight or flight. Another one are senses. So I'm a pretty environmentally sensitive person, and I know a lot of people are. And so watch out for sounds, smells, Watch out for how things feel on your skin. Watch out for the position that you sit in, how you're sitting in your car. Yeah, anything sensory. So I had no idea that I had so many sensory triggers. And it's really just been the past few years, and I've been doing this for 10 years, identifying triggers, that I've noticed some of the more sensory ones. So I started out with the pretty big ones. Like, I just asked myself the question, what annoys me? So as you ask these questions, like, what annoys you? It could be something really silly, but that, if you just nail that one trigger and understand that, okay, whenever I start to experience this, I could trigger fight or flight over it. And you say, like, that's just not worth it. Because if you do trigger fight or flight, your body's going to be in that stress cycle. For a man, that's up to 9 hours. For a male. For a female, that's up to 24 hours. So I asked myself this question too. I'm going to ask it to you. What is worth triggering the stress hormones and causing your body to have to deal with that for up to 9 or 24 hours? Is there anything worth doing that? The only reason we're supposed to trigger fight or flight is for a physical attack. It's not because we're running late. It's not because somebody passed us in a weird way on the highway. A lot of people have driving stress. Look out. Oh, here's some more triggers. Tech stress, so tech triggers. You push the button and it doesn't work. That's a big one for me. And text stress or email stress. Somebody sends you a message and you can't really interpret it, and you're afraid of the meta communication behind their message. But you're so afraid you don't actually pick up the phone to find out, right? So watch out for messages. Some people just, they don't mean any harm. They're just trying to get a message out. But we will have tech stress and also text stress. So look out for those two. If you're having to work from home these days, it could be real easy to be triggering for so many reasons. You're not in control of your office environment. You've got, you're pushing the button and it doesn't work. The internet's down, or too many people are on the internet. A lot of homes are feeling that these days. So watch for all of these little things that, again, cause you feel annoyed or angry, anxious or afraid, or ashamed. And see if you can pick out like 3 or 4 really major ones, like something that you experience pretty much every day. If you can work on those first, you will make some real progress with breaking the stress cycle, because we typically have some habits of reaction that we do every single day. So that just gets you started on identifying triggers. It's kind of a big process. And like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years. I'm still finding triggers that I had no idea were causing me to release my stress hormones. And so it's a constant, it's almost like you're a mystery solver as you discover with your own body and your own being what it is that you need to get a handle on. So I hope that's helpful. Again, pop your email in a message to me, and I'll make sure to send out some PDFs for you and a longer webinar if you want to go a little deeper on this. You can also always find that webinar on my website under courses. So ElleIngalls.com is the place to go. Have a great day. Bye.